Welcome back, everyone. I'm hanging out here with Paige on this beautiful fall day, and she's going to show us how to create a one-of-a-kind Scarecrow bird feeder that will actually attract birds into our yards. I'm excited about this. By the way, this is pretty amazing.
It's so much fun, and I think when we think of Scarecrow, we think of scaring the crows away.
Right.
But also, I think that was a lot of what we had in the olden days. You put them out in the fields. Pretty soon, birds catch on, and they ended up sitting on them. They end up hanging out with them.
You know what? They're not as dumb as some people may think. Yeah, they catch on.
Instead of Scarecrow, I'm going to call it a friend crow.
It's a friend crow.
It'll invite people to come. Yes, it will not scare them away.
It's pretty elaborate, so I know you got started a little bit earlier.
Yes, I did.
So let's take a look at how you got started.
Okay. Well, I started with a bird feeder pole. You can get these online, or you can get them in the garden section of your hardware store. And I'm just using a mallet to put it in the ground. I put it in hay. You can put it in grass. Now I'm making little eyes and nose for our friend, the friend crow. So I'm using 1.5 inches for the eye holes. That allows a little bird to go inside. And for the nose, I just did a 1/4 inch. Now I'm kind of creating a fun, silly smile on him, and I just did that with a large Sharpie.
Cute.
Now this was a 10-inch, 1/4 inch pole, so 1/4 inch in diameter, 10 inches long.
Yep.
Now I'm just finding the middle of my box. You guys can use any box at home. This is a stackable box. You can also use a pre-made bird feeder already.
Okay.
So I'm just hanging a little bit of burlap over. This is just covering our bird feeder pole. And I'm adding a little bit of raffia so we can see that he's made of straw. He's got a lovely belt there made of rope. So a lot of these things will be things that you have in your garage already. Now I'm just taking some tissue paper and adding stuffing to the hands. You can also use actual stuffing like that you put in a teddy bear, or you can use some more hay or raffia like we did here. And then I hung off tiny little bird feeders off either side and added men's gloves. So you can see that they're holding the bird feeders ever so gently.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. You got all of the the metal parts covered too with the different pieces. And I know since you've also obviously since then add a little bit of stuffing into the body, added some clothes on there. So talk us through that and what you'd recommend.
Okay.
In order
I'm
to kind of really sell this little body.
Okay. So yes, we had that pole and it doesn't do much. So we added we added burlap in here.
Okay.
We added raffia. Actually, if you'll grab some raffia, we can add a little bit more.
Sure.
You can also use hay or straw. I like raffia because you can get it in any part of the country. It's in the wrapping section of the store.
Really?
Yes, you can use this for wrapping presents.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take a little aside, put in, and actually the messier the better, because birds will actually come and use some of this for their nests.
That's right.
So they can take it away, and that it's not glued down. We don't have to worry about offending them.
Okay, so we get it all nice and get them all filled out.
And then you can see I split that burlap in half that you saw, and I put it inside the jeans. I grabbed some jeans and I threw a scarf on him, and then the rest is just whatever you have at home.
He's got like a 29-inch waist, which is pretty impressive.
It's
this guy
pretty
works
fabulous.
Out. This guy works out.
Yes, he does.
Okay, now how do we attach the head?
Okay. Oh, so the head itself. Let me come around here and show you.
Okay.
So I added a hole in the bottom with my 1.25 inch
we saw that. We saw that. Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back here, and I've got a little drop-down box. You can put birdseed inside, but also, so around what you guys can't see over there is on that side and that side, I drilled 2 more holes on each side, put a zip tie.
Got it.
So you can see the zip ties are up in here.
Yeah, and that's the way you tighten it in there too.
Yep, and then back here I added a 2x2 piece of wood, because you're not going to see any of the stuff in the back. But this adds a little bit of sturdiness to whatever box. And you know what, if you have a smaller box or maybe one that's made out of balsa wood, you probably won't even need some of that extra footing. But I did, just because our box is a little bit heavier. Yeah. And it invites the birdies to go inside.
I mean, I think it's fantastic. Exactly. They're going through the eyes and they'll hang out inside there. Yes. But of course, this isn't for me to wear in the sun.
You could try it though.
Well, I could.
See what it does for you.
There you go. That's on me, but it looks better on him. Here we go. I'll pass it to you up there once you get up top.
Okay.
And then what would you recommend? Because obviously, the wind's going to blow, and how do we keep the hat on?
I'm going to glue it down. And I think with the Scarecrow, like I said, the messier the better. So if this does fall, or you're finding that the birds are picking off and using it for their nests, that's okay. Don't be mad at them. We're inviting them. Okay, so I'm just adding a little.
Look at this. Little hot glue will do the trick, right?
Yep. And I also used hot glue to put this raffia down up on top as well. So we're making sure that everything kind of stays, and then in the wind, as he gets, he might get skinnier and skinnier, the opposite of what we do in the winter. That's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's still going to be a bird feeder. Just
exactly right. He's going to be evolving all the time. And obviously, we've added a little bit of feed to these great bird feeders that you've got
Yes.
hanging here as well.
So we've got the hummingbirds taken care of on this side.
Yep.
And on your side, we've got just wild bird seed, but you can use whatever is happening in your own area to attract the birds that you love. But it was so great when I was doing this just a little bit earlier, little hummingbirds were coming around and
Really?
kind of checking out what I was doing. Yes.
You see?
They didn't make the commitment to come visit me yet, but I think they're thinking about it.
I love it, and like you say, it's going to attract the birds. It's going to fill your backyard with lots of different species of birds. So beautiful. This project and many more just like it will be featured in our fall recipes and DIYs book. Of course, that's available. HallmarkChannel.com.